can't hit a target you can't see. So if you don't have a goal, you don't know where you're going. If you don't have a goal, you don't have an aim. If you don't have a goal, you don't have a destination. And let me tell you something. If you don't have a destination, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get to where you're going. Welcome to the Decivilized Man, an unconventional podcast for unconventional people. I'm your host, Roderick Jones, and welcome to the show. On today's episode, we're talking about your new year starts today. Let's go ahead and get right into it. The time or the date, the month of the year is November. And we are rolling into the holidays, meaning that we are rolling into that period of time where people start saying, okay, next year I'm going to do this. I'm going to come up with my list of New Year's resolutions to accomplish this, and this. I'm going to get fit this year. I'm going to make the money this year. I'm going to change my career this year. I'm going to do all of that. I'm going to finally start my YouTube this year. I'm going to finally, go into this field that I wanted to go into. I'm going to finally invest in passive income. I'm going to finally become financially free. I'm gonna. We do it every year. We sit down and we come up with these silly lists talking about what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, why we're going to do it, and all of this. And then at the end of the year, in November and December, we come to a time period where we look at that list and nothing is done. Why? Because we didn't fully commit to the list. Why? Because we didn't become the person we needed to become to make the list happen. Why? Because we let other people talk us out of doing what we know we should be doing. Why? Because we didn't believe in ourselves enough to tell other people, no, I got to focus on my goals and I got to stick to my list. Why? Because we didn't come up with a realistic plan on how we're going to achieve those goals. Why? Because we tried to do too much. Why? All of the excuses you can come up with, list them out, and at the end of the day, it all falls back on you. It all falls back on you because you wasn't disciplined enough. You weren't disciplined enough to make this happen. You didn't put any real systems in place to track how you were going to do it. It all comes back to you. It's not other people's fault. It's not other people's reasons. It's not anything somebody else did to you. It's you. You're the reason that you didn't make those goals happen last year. So what are we going to do this year? I say New Year's starts now. It starts in November. It starts today. If you're watching this and it's not November, if you're watching this and you're in April, New Year starts in April. It doesn't start on January 1st. It starts today. Why do we feel like we got to wait until December, January to start a New Year plan? If you don't like the strategy you're running right now and you feel like you need to change it, go ahead and change it. New Year starts today. So, when I say New Year starts today, what is the first step? The first step to anything is figuring out your target. You can't hit a target you can't see. So if you don't have a goal, you don't know where you're going. If you don't have a goal, you don't have an aim. If you don't have a goal, you don't have a destination. And let me tell you something. If you don't have a destination, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get to where you're going. Meaning if you're not going anywhere, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get there because you're not going anywhere. If you have a goal, if you have a target, and you put that target up and say, this is the target that I'm going to hit, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get it. It may not be when you thought you were going to get it, but if you stick with it long enough, you're going to hit the target most of the time. So, the first step to starting your new year is coming up with your goal. What is your goal? What do you want to happen this year? I'll tell you one thing. One of those goals that you come up with must have something to do with your body. That's the first goal. It must have something to do with your body. Meaning, if you're overweight, you want to lose weight. If you're underweight, you want to gain weight. If you're the perfect weight, you want to maintain it. But you have to make sure that your body is in shape, is healthy, and it's in peak physical performance, so that way you can last long enough to make all your goals a reality. Because if your health is out of order, everything else is going to fall out of whack. So, number 1, figure out what is your body goal. Number 2, figure out the rest of your goals. And when I say the rest, I can't put a stipulation on the rest of them because everybody's goals is different. Some people may want to make $1 million. Some people may want to make $5 million. Some people may want to go skydiving. Some people may want to go hiking. Some people may want to buy a house. Some people may want to sell a house. So it's all different. But I will say this. I need you to set these goals as though it was impossible to fail. So I don't want you to go into this thinking realistic. What can I realistically do to make this happen? No. I want you to be very unrealistic. And I want you to make goals that is going to stretch you. Meaning that it's going to cause you to think. You don't know how it's going to happen. You don't know if you can pull this off. I want you to make goals like that. Because if these goals can scare you, then it can motivate you to do something about it. Make here's the thing. Most people set goals that they can attain, and they don't set them big enough. So if you say I want to make, I don't know. I don't want to go to finances because people make finances so finicky. Let's do this. So if you say I want to start a business and hire 10 employees. How the heck are you going to start a business? How the heck are you going to hire 10 employees if you don't have any money? What most people would do right there is say, well, maybe I won't do that goal. Maybe I'll just start a business and won't hire any employees. Whereas the next step from there, so if a goal says, how the heck am I supposed to do this? How the heck am I supposed to start a business and hire 10 employees? Your next question should be the next question after how is, okay, so here's my goal. I want to start a business. I want to hire 10 employees. How do I do that? I can do this, this, and this. So after you ask how, you need to start listing the steps of how you can do it. That's how you make your goal a reality. And you list out all the ideas, no matter how big, how small, how dumb, how smart they may sound. List them all out. And then once you list them all out, you can start to see some stuff can actually work. And then you start putting them into bite-sized pieces so that way you can attack it. So you say, I want to start a business and hire 10 employees. You say, okay, what do I got to do to start a business? One, identify a business that I want to start. And then you can say, what type of businesses do I want to start? And you can start breaking down that list. I can do real estate. I can do e-commerce. I can do accounting business. I can do a loan business. I can do a healthcare business. I can do a marketing business. I can do cleaning business. I can do a handyman business. I can do a construction business. So you're listing out all these businesses. Then after that, you say, okay, what businesses that I just listed out do I want to do the most? I want to do this, this, and this. This interests me the most. Okay, how much money do I need to start these businesses? Then you start listing it out. Okay, I need this, this, and this, this, and this, and this. Okay, bam. Then it's like, okay, now that I know what business I want to do, I know how much money I need to start doing these businesses, what type of personnel do I need to run these businesses? You know, I need a marketing person, sales person, account management person, a customer support person. I need all of these people. Then you start listing out what employees you need to make the business run. And now you have a solid framework to deal with, or a solid framework to work with. So that way you can start saying, okay, I got this, this, and this, 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 and this. Now, let me figure out how to put this into a plan so that way I can execute it. So you see how you can go from a goal that seems impossible to thinking through each and every step of that goal until you get into a bite-sized piece, so that way you can start executing on that plan every single day. So the first thing is hit a target. Once you hit a target, second thing is break that target or those goals you have up into bite-sized pieces. Meaning, what are you going to do every month to make sure you hit that goal? Then, after you have everything you're going to do every single month to make sure you hit that goal, now we're going to go into weekly. What are we going to do every week to make sure that we hit these goals that we set for the month? After we go into what are we going to do every week to make sure we hit these goals for the month, then we go into what are we going to do every single day to make sure that we hit our goals for the week, and what are we going to do every single week to make sure I hit our goals for the month, and what are we going to do every single month to make sure we hit our goals for the year. Your big goal is we take our big goal, we break it down into a monthly format, then we break it down into a weekly format, then we break it down into a daily format. And once we have that daily format, we execute that plan every single day, day in and day out, no matter what circumstances we have. And then 9 times out of 10, you're going to hit the goal that you set out to reach. And when you're making your goals, don't make your goals based on somebody else. Make them based on what you want, and then when you break down your daily goals, make it based on what you can do day in and day out. Things that you can control. So you can control if you're posting on social media. You can control if you're making phone calls. You can control if you're sending emails out. You can control if you're going to the gym. You can control if you're tracking your food. You can control if you're going out to buy good food for your body or bad food for your body. You can control if you're posting on LinkedIn. You can control. So you get what I'm saying. Only when in those daily habits, only focus on things that you can control. So let's recap. New Year starts today. Don't wait until January 1st. It starts today. Whatever life you want to create, you create it. Don't look on the outside. Don't look at anybody else. Sit down in the room with yourself and think about what you want to accomplish. Think about what you really want to do. And once you have that, set some goals, make some targets so that way you can see it. One of your goals must be your physical performance. It must be based on your body. It must be based on your health. The next goals don't have to be based on your body, but your number one goal is based on your body. The rest of the goals is based on anything you want to accomplish. Once you have your goals, you break it down into a monthly format. Once you break it down into a monthly format, you break it down into a weekly format. And once you break it down into a weekly format, you break it down into a daily format. And these daily steps must be things that you can control and not something that you need other people for. So that is it for today's episode. I'll see you on the next one.